My friends, Rollback is finally here for Dragon Ball Fighters, and I am so excited to be talking about it with y'all today. If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm CD Mangaka, a Dragon Ball Fighters competitor, commentator, and tournament organizer, as well as general FGC tournament organizer from the Denver, Colorado region. I've been playing the game ever since it came out all those years ago, and you might have seen some of my content on the channel up until this point, or have heard me cast a couple of major top 8s, like Frosty Fausting's top 8 earlier this year. But enough about that. It's time to talk about Dragon Ball Fighters Rollback, because it's here, it's real, but is it good? After all, like, we've been a little worried about the content or the quality of the content that Bandai Namco could be delivering for this one ever since they announced it over a year ago at EVO 2022. It's been over 400 days, and we've just had nothing but updates about we're working on it, still working on it, yep, still working on it. And finally, they came out just a few weeks ago and said, hey, there's going to be a public beta on the PC version for Dragon Ball Fighters. And yeah, it's real. It's here. And if you haven't been able to play it or see it yet, or you weren't aware that it was a thing for you to do, well, let me show you how you can do that real quick, because I actually had this come up in one of the comments yesterday, and so I wanted to do this real quick. So if you're on your Steam client, you'll see that my version of Dragon Ball Fighter says public beta test. All you have to do to get into the rollback beta on Steam is right-click the game, go to properties. Now, let me switch this window as well real quick. And under this properties window, you're going to go to betas, and you're going to see beta participation, and then you'll see this option right here. So just select that, and then you're in the beta. That's really all it takes to get in there. So now you know. If you weren't aware of the fact now, well, here you are. And well, how big is this beta? How all the details for it, how long is it going to be, and what is it doing for the player base right now? Well, it lasts until December 11th. It started about 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time on November 29th. So just last night, really. And right now, we're seeing a bit of a resurgence in the player base. So it's just the beta right now. So maybe not everybody knows about it, or who knows what it is. But up until here, right? So I have like the Steam player charts from like this week, and kind of and it's been like this for a while. Like, I've checked in on the charts from time to time, and these are about the average numbers, right? Where, it peaks to about 1,000 players, goes down to about 400, peaks to 1,000, right? So like, this is just as people go to sleep. But as the beta was coming, there's a little bit of a spike in interest as people were getting online, maybe warming themselves up to the game again, right? And then the beta dropped and people were logging in. And for the first time in a while, we hit over 4,000 players. And right now, we are on a steady climb as people are coming home today, they're getting off of work, and they're logging in. And we're currently sitting at 3,800 players right now, playing the game. Again, almost 4 times, more like 3 times the normal player base size that we've had. And that is just, it's really cool to see. And there's a lot of people coming back and trying out the game, right? Like, for example, right? I got this example from Twitter for you. Maximilian Dude, y'all know him. If y'all know the FGC, you know Maximilian Dude. All right? He's playing Dragon Ball Fighters again, right? And to quote him here, Dragon Ball Fighters with Rollback is a transcending experience. After years of never touching the game, returning to something you want to like so much, but caused so much frustration before, is crazy. Game is an absolute wild joy to play now. So here's Maximilian Dude just living his best Super Broly life.
Look at all that red health, boys! Let's go! Let's go! I landed a full combo, dude. Let's go.
He's having a lot of fun with it, and that frustration that he's mentioning is most likely referencing the bad netcode that it had before, that delay-based netcode that really limited how many people you could play with. And now the rollback is out, though, and how good is it really? Bandai's been working on this for over a year. We've seen some other betas, like the Samurai Showdown beta that happened way back in February of this year coming out. It was a buggy mess. People were doing big cinematic supers, and they were dying to their own super. Some weird shit was going on in that beta. How is this Dragon Ball FighterZ beta compared to something like that? Or just how is it compared to some of the netcode that exists currently in fighting games? You know, is this like Street Fighter V rollback? You know, it's where it's rollback. Or is it like Street Fighter 6 rollback where it's some good netcode, or Guilty Gear Strive rollback, or what we're used to expecting from fighting games in the current era of fighting games? And my friends, I got a couple of reactions and summaries here. And let me tell you, this shit is good. This is some good ass shit. Damascus says, rollback thoughts. Overall, pretty good. Got to play people from the Middle East and NA East, and it was super playable. I can defend and go for saucy combos. Quite a few bugs that I hope they fix quickly, but overall, not game breaking. I love it. Here's Tyrant, Damascus's commentary partner, as well as a partner on Reversal GG. I can block. I can tech DR, I can hit all my combos, I can play the game. This update is close to perfect. They really went hard on this netcode, and we only in the beta. What a time, Dragon Ball FighterZ bros. And he's hosted, Tyrant hosted an online tournament that had players from the East Coast fighting against players in France. And it was good. There was some great quality games. Y'all need to check it out. I need to catch up on that myself tonight, because the grand finals of that was Hikari and Wade. A matchup previously only possible at majors is being played online. This has opened up so many avenues, so many doorways, right? We're going to be seeing like Damascus hosting Wanted, where we're going to get Legendary Pred in the cycle to fight against like Yasha, for example, and so many other just like cross-continental collaborations with players right now. This KJ Pixel got 7th place at EVO this year. Very strong player from the, I think, Midwest of the United States. He's been having a fantastic time with it. Neo Judai has been going hard on this. He just played, this is from last night. He just played The Stance, the Australian-based hit player. Outside the few animation skips, which didn't impact the game, it felt so good. NA East to Australia. He's played others too. All right, to recap, I played almost the entire West Coast, Australia, Brazil, France, and even some East Coast. I think that's what the EC stands for. This rollback is amazing. Just some little glitches, and I had to figure out what to do about spectating for tournaments throughout the beta. Anyone has ideas, open to all of them. Everybody is really liking this. Like, nobody has been saying too bad of a thing about this. The quality of this beta has been phenomenal, and it's just so refreshing to see people being able to hop online, enjoy the game, and just have such a blast with it. I've had a comment here on my channel say like, oh my God, like, I can actually enjoy this one, right? I got, actually I want to show this little clip from one of my YouTube videos where I posted some matches where I played some of my Colorado boys.
Bro, I can't just mash.
Brother, what do you mean? This is on the first game. So like I'm playing Blue Co, playing my boy Twigimus, shouts to you, Twig. Here's our conversation, this is me unfiltered.
Are good.
How crispy are those loops feeling?
Brother, I am playing off fucking line right now with you. I am playing off fucking line with you right now, dude. Like, I'm just so happy.
Host some online.
Like, I am just so happy that, like, yo, I can just do my combos. It just works. Like, I just have to learn the timing of my combos, and it's fine. My only worry right now is that, have I introduced enough input delay on my PC version to be, like, the console offline version, or am I adjusting to PC time, and then come Saturday when I gotta play offline, I'm like, shit, I don't know this timing. Like, I'm slightly worried about that. Little worried about that, but I'll have to figure it out. And it's been great. The playing experience has been phenomenal so far. There might be one or two connections a little weird. I had a connection with a Colorado player, Leica, where for whatever reason we would have spikes. I would have spikes of 7 frames of rollback. I don't know why. It only happened with him. Everybody else was fine. But the beta is not without flaws. While it's been a great playing experience, there are a couple of bugs that are happening. I do want to show off this case though. Because this looks a little weird. There's a couple things that Bandai Namco has to take a look at under the hood and try and adjust a little bit here. Because right now the rollback, when it works, it's great, it's fine, but there can be a couple of hiccups like this.
Excuse you? Hello? Nah.
So that is obviously Inzem playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, and he goes for this level 3 cross-up mix. And it looked and it looked like he hit him. Now, I wasn't able to pause it, but you all might have noticed that instead of this blue block stun, you saw the orange hit stun here. Like, take a close look. I'm going to try to hit the timing. I need to do it earlier. Oh, one more second. Right here, right? So you can see this impact frame where the game goes, Teen Gohan got hit. You see the health bar go down. You see the hit flash right here. But then in a frame later, all that reverses. This is rollback netcode. This is what rollback does. It detects a moment where there is actually some lag in the connection. And instead of slowing down the inputs to compensate for that lag, or slow the game down for that lag, it instead remembers the game state, rewinds back to before the game state had that frame of lag, takes the inputs of the players, and reassigns them to that point in time, right? It basically tries to cut out the lag that would have lost you the input. So in delay-based netcode, puff cakes, their inputs might have been registered too slow because they would have come out later due to the input delay, and they would not have blocked this mix. But puff cakes, because this was rollback netcode and because the game was no longer applying input delay to their inputs to compensate for the lag, their block was registered. The game realized, hold up, there was one frame of rollback. You know, you can see the indicator down here, one rollback frame. So the game was possibly rewinding, you know, every frame to check an interaction or something to read the inputs and make sure everything was lining up correctly. And they said, oh, actually, puff cakes blocked this. And so puff cakes got to go on. But the problem right now with Dragon Ball FighterZ and their system is that they have some of these animation and audio cues that are engineered to go off frame 1 when this instance happens. And then if you roll back a frame and you correct it, these animations and these sound cues still play through. So we hear the down, we see the animation go through. But that's not actually what happened. So what Bandai Namco needs to do is slow some of these down, have them trigger a couple of frames later than they otherwise would have. Right? So otherwise, we're going to occasionally see like these little glitches like this, right? So that's something that Bandai Namco is going to have to look into doing, adjusting some of these HUD elements to play through. So that's not a glitch. That's just rollback doing its thing. Still funny, but because that is a little distracting, and again, Inzem's reaction is very much, yo, I hit him. I literally hit him. And the game said I didn't. Well, you never did, Inzem. That's the argument for this netcode, right? But there are glitches. There are very real glitches. For example, when you call 17, sometimes he gets stuck and he stays there the whole game. 18 can still do her 17 calls. We can see right here that Blue Vegeta is on screen. Jiren is on screen. There is no Android 18. She's in fact dead. But 17 is just standing here. He's just here. He's just right there. He's just hanging out. He's just vibing. So that is a bug. It doesn't impact the gameplay necessarily, but that is still a bug that is a little wild. What's more wild than what Neo Judai was referring to earlier in his post about what he's going to do for spectating tournaments, I observed this when I spectated games, and all of my friends as well, and everybody in the beta has observed this spectating glitch. So I'm going to let this clip play out, and I want y'all to notice what's wrong. Yeah, so the audio, the sound effects keep desyncing. So this is probably commonplace. So that's the me in the VOD, by the way, not me right now talking, but the audio desyncs. Like when you're spectating, you get the voice lines. The voice lines still play, but a lot of the sound effects, the hit sound effects in particular, don't function properly. They disappear. They try to start up. There's a few that will always play, like a level 3 cinematic super. But yeah, it's a little weird. The other thing that you might not have noticed is that there is no combo counter. There's no combo HUD in the spectator client as well. So for some reason, when those are not working as they should be when you are spectating. It works for the players. Players playing this, Gots and Leica here, everything was fine. The audio was working. They had the combo counter going. It's only a spectator bug. And the fact that something that critical is only in spectator is really cool. It does suck because we're going to have a lot of online tournaments with this rollback beta, and they're going to be a little weird. They're going to look a little jarring. That's why Khalil here, which I'm pretty sure I have. There it is. Oh no. He's making a thread for bugs that we find in Rollback, right? We're all trying to keep track of what's going on so we can give this feedback to Bandai Namco so that they can fix this and tune this up. Sound effects missing for spectator, random black screen, weird stage transition. I know this too, where it feels like the stage transition kind of skips. It kind of like it cuts some frames that we used to be there. The character icon flashes like in Sparking when it's not activated. That one I've seen before. He's had retweets. There's some desyncing things happen here. A couple other glitches and things like that have been working here. Some level 3 animations are messed up a little bit. Caricon final destruction blow is a tad odd in Rollback. Yeah, right. You can see right here, there's the glitch where they're not in sparking. You can see that they have their sparking icon, but the character icons here, you know, they're flashing as if they are in sparking. So, you know, there's a couple of bugs here and there, but overall, they're not critical game bugs. They're kind of like, you know, so some of the fine-tuned quality around it, right? Like the spectator version of the game, or watching it, spectating, right? Like that's all intents and purposes, this rollback is really good. It's playable. We're seeing cross-continental competitions, and the players are happy with the connection quality. Players are be able to play with whole new spheres of other players that they've never had the opportunity to before. It's a beautiful thing, and this is just the beta. We are starting off so high, and I, for one, am happy that Bandai Namco has taken all of this time to fine-tune this product, because I am not so sure the community would have been able to stomach a buggy rollback, you know, like an unplayable rollback beta. You know, if it wasn't of this quality, if the players weren't so happy with how they can play the game to this degree and this fidelity, I don't think this game would have survived. But I think that this is the bright future for a lot of things to come. And what is in store for us for the future? Well, I'm thinking that the timing of this beta is very purposeful, because I think Bandai's own timetable might look something like this. We have the World Tour Finals happening in January, just shy of a month away now, as we're about to go into December as of this video. And I think that once that is done, they're going to be announcing the next season of the competitive play. They're going to be announcing probably the full release of Rollback. At least I hope that they're going to be ready to give us a full release date for Rollback for the game. With that version, there would then be a PlayStation 5, the next-gen console version of the game. Not a sequel, not Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, but Dragon Ball FighterZ PlayStation 5 version that has rollback netcode on it, so that the console players can also get in on the rollback action as well. I think those details are probably going to be announced at the World Finals, and that's why they push this beta out, because they want to give us something. They want to quality test this. They want us to find the bugs like we're finding right now, so that we can say, here are the things you need to fix. And they go, okay, thank you very much. We're going to go work on those right away. And then they can start rolling out the next true release for Dragon Ball FighterZ. I tried to find this quote from Hiroki, but I was not able to locate it. But there was something where it seemed like she was saying there was going to be new content for Dragon Ball FighterZ as well. I think I found the interview, but she never mentioned that in the translation that I found. So I'm not so sure about that one. But for right now, I think that rollback netcode, it's here. It's great. And I'm so happy. Thank you, Bandai. I know that this community has been heavily critical of y'all for the past year, but thank you. Like, it's not said loud enough. I know that your team has been working hard on this, that they've been trying to get it to an acceptable product, and good quality. And the fact that right now, for the next 11 days, we get to play this version of Dragon Ball FighterZ. We get to see so many people coming back to the game, trying it out, and we can play the game online exactly how it's played offline. People can block, people can do the optimal combos. That's just fantastic. So thank you, Bandai. We're not going to say it nearly enough, but this is awesome, and I'm happy. And now I'm going to go play it probably. That, or I'm going to play Monster Hunter Rise with, or not Rise, World with my roommate, because he asked me to, but I already said this, but I kind of feel bad, whatever. I'll figure that out. My friends, go play this game. Check it on out. Please. It's fantastic. It's one of the best fighting games out there, and it finally has the netcode to back that up. I'll see you out there.